Today we're going to be talking about a particular issue that I'm encountering in regards a tool and a website company, whichever you want to call it, that I use to upload books. So this one is called KDP. Amazon fails to pay the authors like me. So in this episode, this is the main subject. I've been having back and forth chats or conversations with people who I assumed they were the actual employees of Amazon KDP. They are not. There are any other type of persons who are, I don't know, perhaps authors because common sense, right? And pretend to solve you the problems that you are encountering with the actual site. So the problem that I'm having is that I have changed my old phone number with the new one. And this was last year, basically, or the year before. No, let me see. Uh, I got it for Christmas. Not sure if it's this Christmas or the other Christmas. Well, it was either one, 2023, 2022, December, either one. So I changed the number, and like for instance, I have not been paid my royalties from the books that I've sold with them. And since I'm using their ISBNs, then I cannot even tell them, you know what, I don't want to do no business with you guys. Just turn down all my books. They can't. They will be able to do that, but they will continually earn money because it's on their behalf. I am the author, the creator, copywriter of my books, my works. However, they are the owners of the ISBNs, meaning that they can still, take profit out of it, revenues for them, not share it with me. So that's this a stock part that I have. And I'm working on buying my own ISBNs. However, for the meantime, this is the issue. Since I changed the telephone number, the mobile number, then now that I have the new one inside, the two-step verification situation is now allowing me to get inside to update the like for instance, back then I was being paid with Pioneer, so I removed it and I told them if they can send me instead the check. So once I hit $100, they will send me the check by mail. Never got that around. So it means that it's a lie. They're not sending any checks. They're just holding down or back my money. And that's something that when someone touches your pockets, it gets you mad, doesn't it? So that's the situation on my end. And so back and forth with them, the email is that one person, I cannot call her the agent or the employee. She is not either, none of them. Let me see the email that I got. It's by Sarah E. Holroyd, and she commented twice about, no, well, not this one, because I didn't know that I was pressing twice or three times to send um, the message that I did last night that I sent. So it went in three times and they got mad because I did that. So you can tell that they are not employees of Amazon, otherwise they would not be talking to you like that. And so what she said is that this is a user community, not KDP itself. Then if it's not KDP itself, then who the hell am I talking to? Who was who have I been chatting with if it's not? It's a kdpcommunity.com, right? So it is. I mean, if she doesn't know what she's talking about, she should not be in that position of replying on behalf of an employee of Amazon if she is not an employee herself. She is like me. We're just authors, writers, creator contents, and we should not be in it giving instructions to anyone for that matter. And so she said that she has no idea what's a government ID. For when you are, um, how can I put it? When you want to get into the account to update the payment, the form of payment, part you are stopped by to do the two-step verification, which is linked or attached to the previous telephone number. So whatever OTP is sending it to the wrong number, not to the actual number. So the OTP, sorry, the OTP is being sent, or the code is being sent to the previous number. And since she told me also to download, bear with me, I don't know if you hear the motorcycle in the background from the neighbor just crossing by. Sucks that. Two-step verification to access their KDP account, you never had a choice in that matter, meaning that you cannot bypass that part, but you can also disable it. That's something that I read on. You can disable it, but she doesn't. If she's not the employee, she should be quiet, right? Then KDP uses the phone number associated with your Amazon customer account updated here. It cannot be updated because in order for me to update it, I have to be inside it, right? I can't go past the two-step verification thing because the OTP is rejected. Meaning, such when I go to the authenticator, which I had to install in my phone from Microsoft, it automatically linked it with Amazon, which is good. But when it gives me the code and I attempt to put it in the OTP, it says to hold on a second in order for me to retry. I wait up and do it again, same error message. It cannot go past that. And I don't want to go ahead and do another create an account because it would be like the other problem has not been, it hasn't been solved. It has only been covered, or, broom it down onto the carpet. That's basically what they are doing. And another link that she sent me is or use an authenticator app instead for KDP and then so forth. But that's not working. And the other one with the phone number, if I tick on it, it takes me to the same old problem. It's just giving me the runaround. And what got me so mad, basically, is that I kept telling them, I'm not gonna go for the third time, sending them again have to have my account be verified again, meaning that you have to send them your government local country ID identification, just in case they don't know, whoever's hearing this audio, what is an ID identification. And so in this one, it says add or edit your phone number for two-step verification. If you choose to get the OTP via text message or voice call. But the problem with this thing is that this is leading back to the old previous telephone number that it has no meaning anymore since it's dead, does not work, cannot open it to get the damn number out to put it in here. That does not work. And I still have the new one. So when I was able to get into it back then, it told me it cannot be changed. It's going to be attached to the old number. So that's something that the stupid people have to change, update, and understand it. If I'm dealing with people from India, you have to open your head and acknowledge the issue, not bypass it and just pretend that that's not happening. It is happening. So for the two-step verification, it says number 1 to 5, go to your Amazon customer account. Under the account and list, click or tick your account. Choose login and security. Tick edit next to two-step verification settings in the enrolled 2S or Sierra Vector Authenticators section. You can check which phone number or numbers are used for two-steps verification. That's something that I'm not able to do because I tried to get in it, but the thing is that since I cannot bypass to step verification, I can't even check that part. Otherwise, I would choose the one that I have right now. That's the thing. If I can past that part, I can't do anything. And regards the other issue is that they are not, no one is replying to when will I be receiving my check. I have had also chats. Oh, allow me a moment. I will send you a link, and then they send me the link to verification to send my ID. But no one is answering. Will I get paid? I am not. You will say, oh, the princess is the only one with that problem right now. No, we are all in between. If you go, if you pretend to, but you cannot pretend, but you have to, if you want to know what's going on, then you have to create an account on Amazon KDP. Pretend that you will upload a book, but you won't, and just bypass the whole ordeal. If you hate writing books, pass back all of that. Get into the community part. When you get into the community, then you will read everything. You can also read mine that says Lady Angela, third R, as in royal. And you can read everything that I have written to them as questions, my frustration as well, because you can read the frustration that I have, honestly. No one is addressing the problems of royalties. No one is paying anything to anyone. They're just ripping you off. And that's when I told them, if you don't fix this problem and you keep sending me links in which you don't understand what I'm saying to you, then this is going up on a podcast. And this is actually a major ordeal. If you are not paying authors for our works, because I don't only sit around on my chair and create and write. There are other things that I'm working on as well, aside of the channel of YouTube channel, the podcast as well, which I enjoy talking, the writing of books, biographies, and so forth. The content creation, it takes a lot of my time all day, and then just to sit in, sorry, just to sit and answer chats or emails from so-called employees, but they're not employees from Amazon, it just gets to the top of my patience. And so it's not fixed, not think it's gonna be fixed because nobody is replying to the other question, when will I get paid? So I am unable to get past the two-step verification part with or without the authenticator from Microsoft because it's rejected with them. This page, KDP Amazon rejects the authenticator from Microsoft. It does not want to authenticate itself, meaning that perhaps it's not authentic. So if it's made to believe that it's authentic, it's just being they are rejecting the authenticator from Microsoft. So that causes a huge alarm, doesn't it? A red flag. Meaning that because I'm reading these instructions and they are so hideous, ridiculous. Go to your Amazon customer account, under account and list, click your account, choose login and security, click edit next to step verification settings, and in the enrolled 2SV authenticators section, you can check which number, which phone number or numbers are used for two-step verification. Update a phone number by clicking change, remove a phone number by clicking remove, add a phone number by clicking add new phone number, or authenticator app. You can add up to phone numbers. Learn how to add an authenticator app, which I did, and I even did it as a self-service because nobody told me how to maneuver it, how to go around it. When I asked her, she didn't even reply. When I asked in the forum, in the community, whoever, because I had to figure out who exactly told me you have to contact Sarah. And I'm like, I'm not asking you. No, just contact her. And I'm like, is she the employee? But nobody answered. Of course, no one is in that community an employee of Amazon. They're just sitting there, perhaps waiting for a turn for someone to notice them and hire them. How can you have people who don't know exactly what is the problem, how to fix it, solve it, and have a good customer experience if nobody's listening? If this is only chat or email, then what about the phone calls? I understand that I'm talking perhaps and probably I'm talking to an India from India, and I do have a personal experience with that country. It's a horrible experience because I worked prior to a company who were rippers too. They were scammers. They were hackers and scammers, and they were from India. And as an author, writer, and content creator, I did include that experience in a novel because it's, if you want to do good to people, then receive good. But if you're dealing directly with me and I'm being caused injustice, this is going up on books. And even if Amazon decides to shut me down, no more publishing books with them. I know I have the experience, and also somehow they have been my university in publishing books and binding it by myself. I started binding books prior even publishing books, or prior um, actually completing one book. The only book that I binded in my entire life was a poem of books. Actually, it was a thick, rather like 400 pages long for poetry. I don't like poetry that is slim books. It has to be thick to enjoy. Otherwise, why not? I mean, sucks. And then the book that I liked writing, that I wrote, the first one was The Whistle in Italy, and it was the four of us, and my siblings and I. And then Charlotte Scottish Wonder. That one was the one that I then also binded. Literally, it was something done by hand, and I sew it. I did the whole cover without even knowing that I had to add an ISBN either in it. I didn't know back then that that was like a must. I needed to have the copyright at that time. I didn't know anything about that. But now with Amazon, I learned how all the process worked, and that was basically Amazon has been for me the KDP process of books, the university of binding, writing books, not binding, but writing books, composing, formatting, editing, and so forth. All of that I learned it with using their um, software, which I ended up removing it because also that sucks. It gave me blank pages in between the books itself, and that actually would cause me an embarrassment when the person purchased the book because they saw aside of the story itself, it had blank pages. And when I addressed it to them, they told me that it was my browser. When it wasn't me, it was them. And when you scroll down to check also online, if there was a problem with their software tool, and of course, it was the issue with the blank pages. So as for now, then I think I'm just gonna leave it like that. If they don't pay me, what I'm gonna do is that I will be buying the ISBNs. Eventually, I have to do that for my editor because I'm working on building my own editor house and the printing house for binding my books and then selling them on my website so I can get paid for the works that I've done. And then little by little, I will be uploading um, my books. Not sure with Amazon, but I know with my website, and I will be binding the books over here because I have no choice. And that will be an experience because binding books with hardcover is a very artisanal way of doing it. It's very old, vintage style, 1400s, so forth, and back in centuries, how to do it. Paperback, well, that's easy. You just cut it, glue it. That's it. You have to sew. You just have to glue the whole thing, and that's it. Takes too much responsibility and hard work in doing the hardcover as reverses the paperback is easy. I think that's the first thing that I will be doing, and then working slowly onto hardcovers for the binding purposes. Because I had to also invest in the computers, printing machine, because I had to print it at home, brand the company and so forth, and then just let go slowly this other company that is just useless. They're just making money out of my books without paying me. So this is what this podcast was all about. Problem with Amazon not paying. So I'll see you later on. I'll be posting another. I think it's gonna be about around 2 to 3 more podcasts regarding novels goals. But this one is the one that I needed urgent attention to, because I've been telling them if they don't fix it, this is gonna go on podcast. If not on Twitter, I says on Twitter. It seems that it doesn't tickle them. That seems that I'm not the only one that does this. Talk about it. If I do get this problem fixed, then I will we talk about it again in another podcast that I fixed it and how I fixed it and what did I do. But still working on my editorial publishing house is something that I want to do, because um, later on I will talk about who was the person actually who gave me the idea of creating my own publishing house, and that's basically my father. So I think I'm gonna talk about it in this after this podcast. I will talk about my dad too. See you later.